Welcome to this particular event focusing on life at WQE. My name's David Morgan. I'm one of the heads of studies here, and I'll hand over to Rakesh. He'll introduce himself.
Morning, everybody. Absolutely fantastic to see so many participants. It's going up at quite a rate now. So thank you for joining us. Hopefully you're well and you're relaxed, and you know you've been enjoying some of the sunshine. I know it's not been so good last day or so, but you know you've had some good sunshine, and that you're relaxed after all your stress of exams and your tag grades and all of those things is now over. So hopefully you're going to enjoy the run up now to the holidays. My name is Rakesh Naik. I'm also one of the heads of studies. There are two heads of studies in this college, each responsible for half the college in terms of the pastoral care of the college. And we want to particularly welcome you to this session because unlike other sessions, we do not have a PowerPoint that we want to share with you. All right. We don't have a plan, and that's how we like it. It's going to be completely spontaneous. All right. This is an opportunity for you to ask us any general questions that you would like to about the college. All right. Now, I know that you will have had, specific questions about your subject areas. And hopefully the teachers and other managers in those areas would have helped you and highlighted information for you. I mean, this is an opportunity for you to generally ask questions about the college and life at the college. So, there's not a plan as such. We're just going to go with the flow and take it from there. So we're happy to answer your questions. And what we will do is David and I will read out the questions and then we'll answer as best we can. And if we don't know the answer to something, we will make sure we come back to you via email if that is okay.
So that's fantastic, and I think there is a Q&A box where you can start typing your questions. It looks like there's 2 or 3 in there already, so we'll get underway. And just to reassure you, if there aren't that many questions coming in, we will talk around certain aspects of what we do here in terms of life at WQE, and hopefully that may then spur on some further questions. But I can see the questions coming in now, so we'll get underway. So I'm going to open this up, and really the first question we've got, and I'm not going to read the names of people. I don't think we need to do that. But what would a typical day look like for someone taking 3 A-levels? So Rakesh, do you want to pick that one up?
Well, I'll leave that to you to pick up if you
okay, I'm happy to do that one. So if a student's doing three A-levels, the way it works is, and this is the plan for next year, that each lesson is an hour and 10 minutes, and a student doing 3 A-levels will have 4 lessons per week per subject. So again, you can do the maths there. So that is then spread across the week. We have a timetable based upon blocks, as you would expect. So anyone doing 3 A-levels, and this is also really the same for anyone doing a kind of level 3 BTEC program, you would expect to be in every single day. However, start times and end times might be different on those days. So really that's a typical day could be probably maybe 2 or 3 lessons per day. And within that, you would also have 1 PPM session. So a PPM is your personal progress mentor, and those sessions last around half an hour, and they will be also on your timetable, and you have 1 of those per week, so it's not every day that you have a PPM session. And just to clarify that, a PPM session is like a tutorial, really. So that will be part of one of your days.
Fantastic. I'll take the next one. When is the last day I can request to change my course? Well, actually, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we give you the best IAG, the best individual advice and guidance before you start the college, but also when you enroll. And we want to make sure that you get your choices, right. Ensuring that they are in line with your skills and abilities, but also they're in line with your career aspiration. And every year we have a very small minority of students that request a change of course. It's not something that we do widely. So we want to make sure that we pick the right courses at the right time, rather than having individuals change courses throughout the year. And that's something that we actively discourage. So hopefully that answers your question. So there's not a date as such. It's going to be on a one-off basis, on an individual need basis.
Okay. I'll take the next one. So
Okay.
when will we get an opportunity to have a tour of the campuses? So just a quick answer there. At the moment, we don't really have an answer to that as such, because at the moment, obviously, there are COVID restrictions. It certainly won't be this academic year. What there will be, though, is an opportunity post-enrolment. So obviously, we'll be enrolling later in August, and the plan is, for the start of term, there will be a student induction for new students, and the plan is that will be, at the moment, face-to-face, live, and that a kind of tour of campuses will take place at that point. Okay.
Thank you. I'll take the next question. Will our lessons be in the same area as WQE does have a large premises? Yes, WQE is in fact, it's one of the largest sixth form colleges in the country, if not the largest. And we're based. We're based across two campuses, one at University Road and one at Regent Road. So there'll be an opportunity for you to, I suppose, witness and participate in both of those particular campuses, but depending on the subject area will depend on where you're likely to be based for the majority of your lessons. So yeah, two campuses, one college.
Okay, so next question is there transition work, and if so, where do I access it? I don't know the answer to that. Rakesh, do you?
Yeah, I mean, we will. There is some transition work that we will be communicating to you, and you can access that online via WQE Online. We'll make sure our admissions team contact you and let you know where that's likely to be.
Just to interrupt as well, there is already some taster activities on the website.
Fantastic.
So under students, under prospective students, there is a section called taster activities.
Excellent. That's where it is, on the college website, folks. So have a look at it now.
Brilliant. Okay,
Thank
so
you.
I'll just take the next one. Yeah, thank you, Meg. Hi, I would like to know if there is an extra lesson to learn a different language, as I might need them in the future. Okay, so in answer to that, there are, I think, we have enrichment. Do we have any enrichment in terms of languages?
The list is very extensive. There might be, because these things are changing all the time, and we're finalizing that enrichment offer at the moment. So there's a very good chance that there is likely to be a language, but we can't confirm that just yet.
No, and I'm trying to remember what there was last year. But yes, the answer to that really is it could be an opportunity through our enrichment program. Okay.
Okay, I'll take the next one. Thank you. Do we have to stay all day, or if we have free time, can we leave and come back? No problem. You can stay at the college and work in any one of our study areas. You can go to the library, or you can go into our metro zone, which is basically the food court, but at both campuses. Or you can decide to go into town, or even go home in between. And I think this is probably going to be one of the key differences between you studying in a school and you studying at a sixth form college. At a sixth form college, you are making that transition into adulthood, and we expect you to manage your time. And if that means, if you've got a gap, if you've got an hour gap between the two subjects, we've got absolutely no problem with you going home if you live nearby. in that particular gap. So yeah, there's no restrictions on that. You've just got to make sure that you're back for your lesson and on time as well.
Okay, so next question, are there any other compulsory subjects other than our 3 A-levels? So I think the answer to that is there aren't compulsory subjects as such, are there? So you're making the choice there around your A-levels or BTECs. In terms of the things that are compulsory alongside whatever subjects you do choose, whether it's A-levels or BTECs, are the PPM sessions. You have to attend those. So they're once a week, and the enrichment choice that you make. So that's what's in terms of compulsory alongside your the subjects that you choose. Okay.
I'll take the question about iPads and laptops. Someone has asked the question, are we allowed to use iPads and laptops for notes instead of carrying notebooks? Yep, absolutely no problem. Of course, that will be, at your risk. We've got to make sure in terms of, the safety element, but we've got no problems with people coming in and, using their own iPads to make notes. And lots of our students use, iPads and other tablets to make notes. So yeah, got no problem at all. There's college Wi-Fi that covers pretty much both campuses. So there'll be no problems with that at all.
Okay, so thank you. Next question. I'm studying health and social care. Which part of the college will I be in? So my understanding is health and social care students are largely based at the Regent campus, and that will be next year as well, I think. Is that right?
I think they're likely to be at both. I think
okay.
Regent
okay.
and University Road. So yeah.
Yeah, and I guess also in addition to that, again, there are obviously a number of health and social care courses anyway. So in terms of 1 A-level equivalent, 2 A-level equivalents, etc. So if you are studying the 1 A-level equivalent BTEC, you will choose 2 other courses, and they also might be on different sites as well. Okay.
I've got a question about opportunity to change subjects. I think we've answered that question about subject change, but there is also a further question about, is it possible to take 4 A-levels? It is possible to take 4 A-levels in exceptional circumstances. So if you've got mostly 9s at GCSE and you want to take maths and further maths, for example, then certainly that is something that you can negotiate with the college. But as a rule, most students, 95% of our students tend to do 3 A-levels only. But there are a handful of students that do 4, and it's normally those who want to do maths and further maths. Again, if you've got a particularly exceptional GCSE grade profile, we would want to talk to you about that. Hopefully that answers your question.
Okay, so next question. What are the choices of after-school activities? Well, at QE, the after-school activities are really linked to predominantly the enrichment program that we have. So there's a range of enrichments, lots of sport within that, and that can be including sports teams or sport for leisure as well. So some of those would be, I guess, classed as after school or after college activities. Is there anything in addition that we offer from a after school activity basis? I think it's all linked to enrichment, really, isn't it?
Yeah, that's mostly, but we also have college-wide teams, so cricket, football, etc. So there's a whole number of teams that we compete with neighboring colleges. So again, all this information should be on the website. Lots of questions on enrichment and what happens after college. So I think that's now been answered. What if I applied for a 3 A-level? What if I applied for 3 A-levels but wanted to add in another A-level? Is that possible? And can I do it if that's possible? Okay. If you were doing 3 A-levels, we wouldn't suggest you do any more unless you want to do 4 A-levels as we've just described. It is highly unusual for someone to do 3 A-levels plus another qualification, but again, that's something that we can talk to you about. Again, this is going to be highly individualized depending on exactly what you want to do. But as a general rule of thumb, we tend to do a 3 A-level or a 3 A-level equivalent program rather than start mixing and matching levels, because it's not something that we would particularly want to do.
Okay, so there's a question about further maths. So how many lessons per week for further maths? Again, I'm not sure actually in comparison to other A levels. I'm not sure if Rakesh, do you?
Yeah, I think it's the same. I think it's the same, but
okay,
we can come back to people on that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I understand the question in terms of the thinking that there might be less, but yeah, I'm sure we can find out an answer to that.
Fantastic question. How do you ensure we don't get lost and looked over in the masses of students? It's a really good question. It's a really good question. You're absolutely right. You will probably be moving from a school with about 1,100, 1,200 students, maybe a few more, to a college with over 3,000 students. At this college, we pride ourselves in making sure that every individual student matters, and actually when you walk into a classroom, it won't feel that different to the classroom that you might have been used to at school. And from that point of view, that the student teacher ratio is actually very, very good. And linked to that, we also have good pastoral care in that, you will have linked with you a personal progress mentor whose sole responsibility will be to look after your pastoral needs, but also to help and support you through the different curriculum and the demands of an A-level program, if that is what you want to do. So actually, I would argue that the support that you're going to be receiving from a sixth form college point of view is likely to be better than the support that you will have received at school. Not because the support at school is not very good. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying because we're larger in size, we have got dedicated departments that specialize in support for you. So for example, we've got a group of PPMs who are going to be dedicated to supporting you in that pastoral work, but also we've got a very, very extensive welfare and skills team. We've got a very extensive careers team. We've got fantastic counselling support services, including a mental health advisor, and so on. So what it means is, if you're a larger college, we can invest in the infrastructure and I suppose develop expertise that perhaps smaller organizations may not be able to. Hopefully that answers your question.
Okay, so the next question, what enrichment courses does WQE provide and how do we sign up for them? So we offer a range, and it's quite an extensive enrichment program ranging from sports. So as I mentioned earlier, there are sports teams, but there's also sport for kind of pleasure, really. So from badminton to football to basketball, so a range. In addition, there are other courses such as reading appreciation, film appreciation. I'm just trying to think of off the top of my head. There are a lot of art-based courses, and again, the whole point is to give you something additional and on your timetable, but that you can engage with and learn from, and hopefully something a little bit different as well to perhaps the subjects you're studying for your A-levels or your BTECs. In terms of signing up for them, that will all be organised at or just prior to enrolment. So you will hear from the college just ahead of enrolment, and you will be asked to select 3 enrichment choices. You don't do all 3 during the course of the year, but we ask you to choose 3, and you will be given one of those 3.
Lots of questions on dropping courses. I think we've answered that. Generally speaking, we want to make sure that you're on the right course at the right time, and therefore we would be discouraging people dropping courses. But there will be a very narrow window of opportunity for you to discuss that, later in the term. We want to make sure our IAG is right in the first place.
Okay, let's see.
We've got where do we have to apply for bursary and free lunch? You probably don't need to worry about that, but when you do enroll, you'll be given lots of information about how you can apply for bursary, and there'll be some information on the website as well that will be updated very, very soon. Sorry, David.
No, that's all right. Just another quick one here. Will we have lessons at both Regent and WQE, so University Road? There's a good chance that you will, because a range of subjects are offered at both sites. Just to reassure you, if you are timetabled to be at both colleges, the timetable enables that travel time in between. So there is a good chance. I can't say exactly yes or no, but many of our students will have lessons on both campuses.
Yeah, someone's talking about start and end times. I mean, it's likely to be at sort of 8:40, 8:45, finishing at about 4:10. So slightly longer day to perhaps the day that you've had at school.
Okay, when will we get our timetable? So I guess one of the things to appreciate here is that we're a huge college. We've got lots of students, so you will receive that just ahead of when we teach or start teaching early September. So you will get it in good time. Again, I can't say exactly when, but it will be obviously after the enrollment process, which starts I think from the week commencing the 16th of August, but we've got a lot of students to speak to and enroll at that point, and then that timetabling takes place from that point. But you will get them in well in advance of teaching at the start of September.
And in terms of the campus, there's a question about which campus you need to be going to. It will be highlighted on your timetable, and it may be that you have lessons at both campuses, and again there will be enough time built in for that transition to take place, so you don't need to worry about that at all. Again, we've got facilities, we've got study facilities on both campuses. You can use whatever facility you want on whatever campus. We're one college, two campuses. Okay, there's a question about prayer rooms. We have two contemplation prayer rooms, two contemplation rooms. They haven't been in use because of COVID, and we hope that if the COVID situation permits us to do, then they will be open. But at the moment, they are not.
Okay, so there's a question here. Am I able to drop an A-level and focus on 2 instead? Simple answer, no, you can't do that. And there's all sorts of reasons why. Primarily, it's around being a full-time student. And to be a full-time student, post-16, you have to be doing a certain number of hours, and that's doing a 3 A-level program, or equivalent, so 3 BTEC equivalents, etc. So the idea is if you have the entry requirements and have achieved those GCSEs to get onto a level 3 program, the feeling is you can cope with 3 subjects or 3 BTEC equivalents. So no, you can't focus on 2.
Got a question about since we're going to be in college, do we have to bring our own exercise books, or the college will give us exercise books? No, the college won't be giving you exercise books. You need to bring your own A4 pad if you can. Should you choose to bring in an iPad or a tablet or a laptop, that is absolutely no problem at all. It's fine for you to do that. But as a matter of routine, we don't normally give out exercise books.
Okay, I'm just trying to find something we've not really covered yet. So again, lots of questions around enrichment. So yes, you will have an opportunity to do enrichments. Enrichments, someone's asked, what are enrichments? So the idea of an enrichment is it's something additional to your academic lessons where you are still learning things, learning skills, learning something new, or participating in something you already enjoy, particularly in relation to sports. And you may have not had an opportunity to do that sport for a while, but because the college offers it, it might enable you to engage with that sport again, or starting something new.
we've got about 2 minutes left, and I'm just going through the questions now. And
there's a good one around independent work here. So
yep.
Would you say that most of the work we do is independent? So I'm going to say a large amount is independent. Obviously, you have your lessons, again, hour and 10-minute lessons, and that will fill up, you know, significant parts of your day. But yes, as level 3 students coming in, particularly, a large amount will be expected from you in terms of independent work. Probably we're expecting around 5-6 hours per week per subject of independent work.
Excellent. Could you talk about EPQ? I think we've got some information about EPQ on the college website, and also there should be a session around EPQ as well that either you can join or you can plan to join. I'm just trying to think, is there anything else that we haven't answered? We're just flicking through these questions now. Yep. We've got last minute or two. Yeah, I think we've answered most of these questions.
Most of these now, yeah.
Is there help for people who struggle with mental health? Absolutely. I mean, I think I alluded to that before. We've got a dedicated welfare and skills department with a range of specialities, and one of them is around mental health. We've recently employed a dedicated well-being advisor whose sole responsibility it is to support students with their mental health, and also advise and guide staff on mental health so that they can better support you. So absolutely, the facilities for supporting those people with mental health is excellent.
Okay.
I think we're about there. Lots of questions on enrichment. I think we've answered them.
Yeah, I think we have. Someone asked, do enrichment courses carry UCAS points? No, they don't. Is the simple answer. They do not carry UCAS points.
Okay. I think we should probably leave it there.
Yes, I think so.
Right, folks. We've run out of time. We said we were going to be finishing at 12 o'clock, and that is what we intend to do. It's been absolutely wonderful receiving all of your questions, and they're so well thought out and really pertinent. And hopefully those 20 odd questions that we've responded to have helped answer your queries or questions. That doesn't mean it ends here, not at all. You can contact the college anytime if you've got any specific questions, and hopefully we're going to be seeing you very, very soon. So don't forget, David Morgan and Rakesh Naik, you will have a PPM, and your PPM is going to be a bit like your personal tutor, and we, David and I manage those areas. So we look forward to talking to you a little bit more about how that works and the kind of support that we can offer you. But in the meantime, it's thank you from me.
And yeah, thank you from me.
Okay, folks, take care. Have a great summer.
Yeah, have a fantastic summer. Thank you.